training, I'm going to take you through an actual state Facebook page so that we can look at how they're currently being posted to, how many times you should post a day or a week, and the best times to post. So right now I have the Convention of States Texas Facebook page pulled up as an example. And if you scroll down, you can see that right now there's already a steady stream of posts coming in, 3 posts per day. And where those are coming from, if you look at your own state Facebook page, you'll see that most likely it's the same case, and that is because I am currently posting to all of our state Facebook pages and national pages just automatically through a program that's called Hootsuite, which allows me to post the same articles to all of our pages at once. And the reason I do that is really just to keep a steady stream of content coming in, since at this point we haven't really gotten to the point where we've had Facebook managers on all the state Facebook pages that have been able to really commit themselves to putting that custom content up on the pages on a regular basis. So just to make sure that they're staying fresh and up to date, and that if someone visits the page, there's obviously activity going on, I've been cross-posting to all those pages. Now, I think my long-term goal would be that really you would start taking over your own state Facebook page, and that eventually I would no longer be posting these to all the pages, so that then there's a much more customized feel, so that when you go to your state's Facebook pages, you're seeing articles that are really more specifically relevant to your state. So like here's one that's about Colorado for Convention of States, which I think is fine to post on other states as well because it kind of helps build up that momentum. But I mean, think about how great it would be if you were looking at this page and then you saw that it was all about Texas for Convention of States, or a story highlighting Texas volunteers, or Governor Greg Abbott endorsing Convention of States, and the Lieutenant Governor endorsing, and all that sort of things. So that's just something to think about down the road. Right now, I'm really just giving you the option. I'm happy to continue posting this if you're not at a place where you're ready to take that on. But if you're saying, hey, I'm all in, I'm gung-ho and ready to do this, I'd like to take over posting everything to the page, I'm perfectly happy to stop posting through Hootsuite. It's really not a big deal to me. So just let me know on that front if you want to take it over completely, or you prefer that I continue posting. That's totally up to you, and I'm fine either way. I do think that ideally in the long term, we should be working towards me no longer posting there, just so that it is a much more customized feel, because really we have people who follow our state Facebook pages and our national page who are seeing the same posts come up in their timeline at the same time, which really means that we're kind of losing some of the impact that we could have there. Now, as far as how many times to post a day, right now I post 3 times a day. I post 2 articles and a meme generally every day. Sometimes I'll switch out the memes for videos or other content that we have that needs to go out, but that's the general pattern that I tend to follow. The times that I post, as far as best times to post, I'm going to show you a little trick on that, but I tend to post once in the early afternoon, one late afternoon, early evening, and then one later in the evening. But I want to show you insights on the Facebook page, because this is something where you can kind of customize your strategy for your state. So when you click on Insights, it shows you a lot of different analytics for your state Facebook page, which I think is incredibly fascinating. So here you can see all the different posts that have gone out. You can see the reach. If you click on it, you can see how many people have liked, how many people actually clicked on the link, etc. And that's a really good way to keep an eye on that, to actually see what content is performing well. You can get a general idea just by how long these bars are and the numbers here. So this 2.9 thousand looks like it did pretty well. And that's the number of people that it reached at the top there, you can see. But here you'll see the times when your fans are online, which is incredibly interesting, I think, and useful when you're thinking about when you want to be posting. So that's why I mostly post in the afternoon and evening, because this is similar to the analytics on our national page, where you'll see the most people online are typically around 9 o'clock p.m. So I usually do a post about right before then. I usually do one in this time zone and then one, around here around 1 o'clock or so. But you can, if you really want to get into it and get really strategic, you can even look at the day. So like on Tuesdays, it changes a little bit from Wednesdays. I don't get super tied up in that and customizing it. I think it's typically close enough to the same that it doesn't make a huge difference, but if that's something you want to look at, you can definitely do that. So feel free to click around here in the backside. There's a lot of really interesting stats that you can look at. And this information I think is really going to be helpful if you really want to get strategic about how you're utilizing your state Facebook page. There's a lot of information here that can be really helpful in figuring out, what captions are doing best for getting people to actually, click through on the link, because you'll see, 18 people liked this post, but only 9 of them actually clicked on the link. And so different captions here at the top can really make a huge difference into the number of people that are actually clicking on the link. So that's something to think about as well. Another thing I'll just kind of mention is the different types of posts tend to do differently. So, if you're wanting people a lot of engagement or get a lot of eyeballs and attention, memes typically do pretty well. They usually reach more people. Video also does incredibly well. And then links, if you tease them well, can get a lot of clicks or not a lot of clicks. So when you're teasing a link, really you want to just give enough of a description so that it gets people curious, like this one. Yet she testified that she lost emails relating to this heinous act. Suspicious? And so you'll notice here I didn't say what heinous act because I wanted to get people curious enough that they would actually click on the link to read more. So I generally recommend keeping those teasers pretty short. You really want it just to be a tease, not a full-on message typically. So that's something to consider as well if you're posting a story from your blog, from your state blog, let's say. You want to tease it, and I think the title that you use as well can really make an impact on the number of people that are going to be clicking through to look at it. So keep that in mind. Sometimes it's good to give just enough information that makes people want to learn more, but not give away the punchline. So that's all I think I'm talking about in this video. We went over, how we're currently posting to the page, how many times to post, the best times to post, and then some tips for teasing those videos and what type of content does best. And really when it comes to, what to put, what kinds of things to post, and how to tease things, I am a firm believer in testing. And the nice thing about Facebook is you have all these analytics in the backside so that you can tell what's really working well. So if you think that I'm wrong and you think that long descriptions above an article are the way to go, then test that and let's see. And if you get a really amazing result on that, then that's something that I want to know, because it's, with social media, things are constantly changing and different types of posts may do really well at one point and, others, maybe it will change in a few weeks down the road. So definitely feel free to test across the board. I would say generally if you're sharing something with a photo, it's going to do better, or with a video, it's going to do better. But I've also seen some people be really successful just in posting like a article kind of with just the text on the page. Sometimes that does well. Across the board, I would say that's pretty untypical. But I know if you look at Michael Ferris's Facebook page, he does that almost exclusively, and I think he's built up a pretty good following that way. So lots of different things to try. I would just encourage you to test everything. Take a look at the results and look at these analytics that you have at your fingertips. And if you want to see more across the board, you can look at the Convention of States Project national page, where we have a lot more followers, so we're able to get a more immediate and large reaction. So you can see here this meme got over 10,000 likes nationally. and 3.6 thousand shares. Shares are definitely more valuable than likes, because it means that it's reaching a new audience and potentially getting more people to like your page. And then, this article had 1.4 thousand likes on the front side. But if we go into the business manager section up here, we can look and actually see how many, if you click on insights after you're in business manager, here we're going to be able to see more data about this post than just on the front side of the page, and we can see how many people actually clicked it. So even though it had 1.3 thousand people liking it, only 743 people clicked the link. So that means maybe this teaser wasn't quite enticing enough for people to read more. Let's see if we can find an example of one that did really well. Here's this, the IRS story that we were looking at the Texas page. Here, this did really well. You can see this teaser was really powerful because although 22,000 people, or 2,200 people clicked like on it, we had 5.9 thousand people actually click on the link to read. And that's really our main goal, more than getting likes, is we want people to actually be clicking through and visiting our website and reading that story or watching that video that's on our page. That's really, in the end, a much more valuable thing than just getting someone to hit like. So just a few things to keep in mind, and we'll close it down with that for this video.